everyone. Welcome to whatever episode this episode is, because I really don't know what episode this is. But welcome to this era, the show that talks about the many sides of me. I am your host, Kevin. Hi, everyone. It's been a fat minute for me in recording an episode, and I wanted to talk about something that I wrote down a long time ago called relationship with objects. I don't know. So let's just talk about relationship with objects, okay, sweeties? Anyways, let's get into it. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay. Sorry, excuse my little clicking sounds here. My mouse is always clicking on this computer screen, whatever, because I'm using my mouse, you know. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking if I should go back to my regular setup, because I have my original equipment, and I kind of miss that. Like, I kind of miss using there's something, what do you call it? Tactile? Let's search that up very quickly on Google here. Tactile. Do you hear my mom sneezing in the background? I don't know if anybody could hear that. Tactile. How do you say that? Tactile. Connected with the sense of touch, perceptible by touch, or apparently so, tangible. There's something perceptive, whatever that means, if that makes any sense, with touching the thing, because I get to press the buttons and fade and all these things. And when I look back at my old episodes, there's a sense of quality to it by doing so. So I might do that. I might go back and do that. Because I sort of miss that, and I'm using a lot of clicking sounds here. But anyways, this episode, relationship with objects, I wanted to make one about it because I feel like we connect to items, material, if you will, and we hate letting go of it. Or, well, you know, some people hate letting go of it. Some people are just like, oh, you know, get rid of it, bye. But it's material. And so there's a lot of stuff that I've, you know, for example, in my previous relationship, I gave some material stuff. And I remember, you know, there was a moment where we were kind of talking about that, towards the end of the relationship, whatever you want to say it, the breakup, where he was like, you know, because there was some items, whatever, and he was like, it's material, like it doesn't matter. But in a way, it kind of does matter. Like, in my world, it does matter because, oh my God, we're really getting into it, sweeties. Let's talk about it. For example, in this relationship, I'll talk about other stuff, but in this particular, I guess, let me just step back a little bit. This episode stems from that. I'm being very honest here. Let me drink some water, sweetie, because she's a little parched. Guys, I have so much phlegm going on in my throat. Jesus Christ. Anyways, this episode is sort of under an umbrella of this relationship. This is what this episode stems from, which I will speak to about the main point that I had written down about it in a minute. But it stems from this relationship because during that breakup moment, it was, there was some material items that this person gave back to me. And though I was sad, obviously, it hurts because these things are things that I gave to him with a lot of love, whatever you want to put it. It's stuff that I genuinely took time to create and think and use my creativity and my energy and my time, and it stemmed from a place of genuine love for this person. And when this person, when he gave it, I'm saying this person, when he gave these items back to me, it hurts because these things are things that I gave to him with those things in mind, whatever. Yes, it's material, but it's almost like, I guess I'm putting it exactly how it says it. It's like, this is stuff I gave you from that place, and you gave it back to me. And, you know, as the progression afterwards as time progressed afterwards, after the breakup, whatever you want to call it, um, the that sort of thing. How am I supposed to say this? The minds, like me, the material that was such a big breath. Jesus Christ, that was a big breath. I was like, hello. Anyways, the things that I received from him, I felt like I needed to just give it back to him too. I felt like I was like, okay, I hated how unfair it felt. Unfair. It still feels unfair almost sometimes that he gave me a lot of stuff back. Now, let me tell you, sweetie, he didn't give me everything back. Okay. If you're listening to this episode, sweetie, I'm not mad at it. Like, he didn't give me everything back because these are things that are useful. But it made me laugh afterwards because I was like, okay, you literally didn't even give me, like, for example, let's go back here. I gave him oh my God, we're really venting here. I gave you, if you're listening to this, I gave him a air purifier, an old air purifier that I had. And he didn't give me that back, so those are little things that I'm like, it's so funny that you didn't give me something so useful back, but he gave me all of the other items that like had like this value to it, like this love behind it. But I gave you that diffuser. I gave you that air purifier with love too, sweetie. So, but after the relationship ended, I also had this moment where I was like, oh my God, I should have gave you literally everything back too. Because I hated it that I'm like, there's an item right here, for example, on my desk. That is something he gave me. And he gave me, I think he gave me this item from a place of love. And it exists in my space. Although that is not something tangible and attached to it, it's still something that is emotionally there. It's there in the back of my head. Is it affecting me? I don't know. I don't think it is, because I'm not over here doing my daily tasks and like existing and then see this object and be like, ugh. No, it's just something that's existing. But I will tell you, it's something that this relationship is tied to that object. I will say that. And so, how funny, because this episode is called Relationship with Objects, but the relationship for example, in this little thing that I'm talking about, the relationship is connected to this object. It just makes me laugh. I think that's a very interesting point to make there. Anyways, I'm just moving some stuff around here. Let me close this. Jeez. Okay. As I was saying, the relationship is tied to this object. So, I remember, so obviously there's been moments in my life where this is the main point that I really wanted to add to this episode, is that I have my bed, so I just got a new bed sheet. Not new bed sheet, a new set. I was with my friend, at Target, and we were shopping, we go there sometimes, but I was shopping and, oops, I burped a little bit. We were shopping and I came across, we were looking at like the bed sheets, whatever, like all of the bed sets. And I came across this one set, whatever, and it was for my bed. It was queen. And she's like, this is so nice. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is really nice, because it's like in the color palette that I wanted. I was looking at beds that had the color palette of black and white. Not a pop of color, just black and white. I wanted some grays, some blacks, some whites. And this bed set is exactly that. And, it has some feminine qualities to it, like what you would say, something that I would say a masculine presenting object would be something very edgy. Like I do a lot of graphic design, and in graphic design, you have that. Feminine presenting objects are very round and organic. For example, like a plant is organic, and you could say that it's a very feminine presenting thing because it's round. When you look at something that's masculine presenting, you would say that it's like very sharp corners, geometric, things that are very just like rough and hard. That's very masculine presenting. If you were like in design, whatever. And so design wise, this bed has a lot of feminine presenting qualities. There's some plants, some floral on it. It has a little bit of this edginess. I felt that it just resonated with me. Okay, it resonated with me because it was a bed that the sheets, like, it was just very nice. I was like, this is so nice. And you know how funny, because when I brought it home and my mom saw it, she was like, ill, like, this is like, not ill, but she was like, this is not something that I don't think you would like. She didn't see me buying something like that, or like she didn't see me that bed. Like, she doesn't think that it's like nice, like, not nice, but doesn't think that it's something that I would get. But it's, I think, this is so funny that we talk about that, because it's like, what if my parents or whatever, or these other people have this version of me in their world? And they do. I mean, everybody has a version of you, everyone has like the version that they know of you. But anyways, oh my God, I can go into a whole world with that. But what if my parents have this, like, it's not what if, sorry, they do have this version of me that is not real. And so my mom, when she was looking at this, when she sees this bed, it's like, and she's saying that it's not me. It is me, but it's like she has this version of me, and she doesn't know that this is the bed that I like, and this is the version of me. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny that we talk about that. But anyways, I really like this sheets. It's fresh. It's vibrant to me. Not vibrant, but it's like fresh. The old one was very, like, obviously old. I needed a new one. I've been looking for one. There's a bunch of them I've been looking at, but this one just called me, and I thought it was really nice. And sweeties, it was cheap, and we love a good cheap quality item from Target, okay? Because it's for the gays, for me. And so I got the bed sheet, the bed sheet. No, I got the bed sheets, the new set, sorry, and I replaced my old one. But what I wanted to say, why I wanted to bring this into the relationship with object situation, is that this, I was having this weird connection with the bed, because I don't know if anybody knows who Marie Kondo is, but Marie Kondo, she does this thing where I've spoken about Marie Kondo in a previous episode. I don't know what episode I talked about her, but let's search up who she is so I can give a actual bio right here. So Marie Kondo, okay, she is a KonMari, is a Japanese organizing consultant. She's an author and a TV show host. So Kondo has written 4 books on organizing, and she sold millions of copies around the world. So she is a person who tidies. She's a Japanese consultant, and she organizes. So she does this thing with an object, for example, where she thanks the item. She picks up the item, she thanks it for its time, and then she lets it go. So whether it is putting it into a pile of a donation pile, where it's going to go to the trash, or whatever. And so I have this moment with the bed. I was, because in this particular bed, this was I remember when I got my, my first, set, whatever, my first like adult set of my bed, like because I had like a twin mattress, whatever you want to call it. And like my old bed set that was very, young. It was like really like 6-year-old me, and I remember my parents, my parents bought me this new set, whatever. And, it's more adult, obviously. It's like when I grew up, I need a bigger bed, and it's a queen bed, and, it has the nightstands. I chose 2 nightstands and my little, what do you call it? My little thing that has my clothes in. What do you call that? It's like whatever, that cabinet thing. A cabinet? I don't know. She's kind of dumb, sweetie. I don't know what's going on here. And then my bed set. And the bed has, not the bed set, I mean the bed has like these storage thingies on the side, which is something that I really wanted. I was like, I really, like, I could put my shoes here. Like, that was like such a cool thing. And I still put my shoes there. So lots of storage, very stylish. Anyways, and then I got my first like newer bed set. And so this bed set, it was gray and black. And, it's what I wanted to say is that this sheet this bed has been with me in a lot of my growth in life, including me coming out. And so, when I talk about in my very first episode of my podcast, my very first episode in the first season, I talk about me coming out. And in that episode, I'm talking about all of the stuff that's happened. Not everything, obviously. There's probably way more stuff that happened and I just forgot, but most of the things that happened during that time when I was coming out and all these things, I had this bed set, right? Actually this whole time I did. But what I want to say, what I really wanted to add on to that is that I cried so many times on that bed. There was many moments where I genuinely had such painful moments, like in my emotions, whatever. And, if I would, I feel like if I were to say something like this to my parents, for example, they would think that it's like so extreme or something like that. But I really genuinely want to say that in that particular bed, in this bed frame too, but I'm saying in those sheets, I cried so many times. There has been a lot of moments of pain, very, very, very hard pain to me that I think it's like a lot of, like very hard. I feel like in some other person's world, they would be like, oh, like, shut up, Kevin. Like you don't even know what's hard, whatever. You don't know what is pain. Like that's nothing. Maybe to them, yeah, because they probably have experienced other things. I only experienced what I have in this universe and what I have experienced, whatever. But those emotions were very hard to me. That was like a very higher level of emotion. And my feelings were very hurt or whatever. And especially coming out, because coming out was like even hard before and hard afterwards. And so I was crying. And obviously you cry from other stuff too. But that sheet has gone through me crying a lot. So what I'm trying to say here is that when I was changing to my new sheets, when I was washing it and I was changing it, I had this moment where I was like, oh my God, like it's been through, though it has no feelings, it's been through so many of the hardest times or a lot of periods of growth, including me having a first relationship. And obviously things happen on the bed, so like those little things, but also I'm treating the bed as if it had feelings. And that's almost like what Marie Kondo does. She treats everything as if it's had feelings and she thinks the item and she moves on, right? And so I had this moment where I was like, oh my God, like it's been through so many things. I kind of felt sad a little bit because I was like, oh my God, like, it's been through all of this. And I think that I genuinely had a moment where I closed my eyes and I'm over here looking like I'm praying or whatever. And I thanked the bed. I was like, thank you for being there with me through those hard times. And I was ready to wash the bed. Obviously I wash my bed here and there, but like I had this weird moment where I was like, I felt like I was washing it away for the last time, obviously because I was, but I was putting it away and putting this new one. And this new sheet is now going through the next phase of my life, or whatever you want to call it, the next chapter or whatever. And so we all have relationship with objects like that, but this one was like that kind of like big moment where I had like a big kind of relationship with it, because it's like I've been through it for a really huge portion of my life, and like a big growth period, so anyways, yes, it's just material, sweeties, but I think it's nice to reflect on something like that, because you let go of it. It's like a little emotional baggage situation, because I feel like, because it's tied to it, you have like emotions tied to some sort of object like that. Like I said before in the beginning of this episode, where like this particular object, for example, on my bed, not my bed, on my on my desk here, is tied to the relationship I had. Is it constantly reminding me about the relationship? No. Obviously right now I'm looking at it and I can think about it, but it's just existing there, and like from every single day, like I don't really look at it and like think about, like it just doesn't come across in my head unless you really think about it, But those are the emotions that are tied to it. And everything in my room is tied to some kind of emotion, right? And I remember I was looking at this YouTube video of this guy, and he was saying like he had a shirt, whatever. He had a shirt and people wrote like their names on it. This was like from college, whatever. And he was having a hard time letting it go, but he realized that it was I think it was like him, like the object has this emotion tied to it. And so what he did is he took a picture of it with his phone and then he threw it away. He threw the shirt away. But now he has this picture in his phone. So if anytime he wants to look at it, he could just look at the picture of the shirt, but he doesn't need the physical shirt in his closet taking up space. And so I guess we could take away a sort of, we could take away from this into our lives or whoever's listening. And you can, if you genuinely don't want to let go of this object, why don't you try and take a picture of it and then put the object away, put it in your closet. Are you thinking about it? How many weeks are passing by and you genuinely don't care about the object anymore? But what if you do? Well, then maybe you could just look at the picture that you put on your phone. And if you really you realize I don't really need this object and I wanted to get rid of it, then finally get it out of your closet and get rid of it. Donate it, get rid of it, trash it. I don't know, whatever you do with that object. And now you have that picture on your phone. So try to do that with an object. And I think this is something that I can give to somebody who asks me, like, how do you have your room so organized or whatever? Because I have people told me that. And I think it's part of that, like some stuff where I'm just not really emotionally attached to some items. And I also like my room to be clean and designed, obviously, but there's a huge factor of it, a huge element of it is having the relationship with that object. And so, and also like if you need it, do I need this or do I just want it? There's a bunch of stuff that I can talk about that. And I'm sure Marie Kondo talks about those things in her books. So definitely check her out. I haven't read her book. I knew somebody who has read one of her books, but I haven't read the books. But I highly recommend you look into her, or if you've seen, if you have Netflix, she has a show too, 2 shows about it. But that's just something I wanted to add on to it because it sort of ties to that relationship with the object and stuff to it. So I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to talk about this episode, because that's all I had. So I hope everyone took something away from it and gained some knowledge. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to this episode. I'm gonna record some more maybe very soon here, and I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye everyone.